Hey guys, it's time for a new show review, and I'm gonna review the new Netflix series, I Am Not Okay With This. But before I even get to that, you probably noticed that my video looks a little different. It's because over the weekend, I tripped a little when I was hiking, and my knee's not in the best shape. I'm gonna get it looked at, it's gonna be fine, it's nothing too crazy, but I'm probably not in a good position to go upstairs to the set, so I'm gonna play it safe, make a couple videos down here until I get it all sorted out. But I didn't want to miss this show and telling you about it because I got a lot of feelings about this one, but generally I liked it. So to get into it here, in case you don't know what it's about, this one is based on the Charles Forsman graphic novel, and it stars Sophia Lillis as Sydney, or Sid. She's a teenager who mostly keeps to herself, minus her best friend Dina. She isn't having the best time at high school. She's busy exploring her sexuality. She just lost her father and doesn't have the best relationship with her mother. And if all of that isn't enough, on top of it, Sid also finds out that she's got a superpower, and that superpower is one that tends to come out when she's angry, and it's also something that she can't really control. So coming of age challenges and this power that Sid has, I think, go hand in hand pretty well. I wouldn't say the team behind the show pushes the concept far enough to really break new ground, but the idea of those powers enhancing how important every single stitch of a teenager's experience can feel through Sid unleashing that power, I just think it plays well, and it makes I Am Not Okay With This pretty tense and very dangerous too. And that quality winds up pairing really well with the sweet side of it too, because Sophia Lillis and Wyatt Oleff are just so perfectly cast here as Sid, and then he plays Stanley Barber, a good friend of hers. They just really pop on screen together, and I think it's a situation where their real-life friendship is really coming through here. The show has a really unique pace, style, and tone and feel to it, and I think that both Oleff and Lillis are very in sync with that, and also very in sync with each other. And what winds up happening is we get this relationship where Stanley almost feels like, I guess, like a safety blanket for Sid, and Sophia Lillis gets you so firmly in Sid's shoes right at the start that that relationship becomes just so utterly charming and has a real warmth to it. And the same could actually be said for Sophia Bryan, also, who plays Sid's best friend, Dina. She is more outgoing than Sid is, and is also more into the social scene at school, but she's also still always looking out for her best friend, and it's a really sweet friendship to watch grow throughout the season. And plus, Bryan is just electric. She is supposed to be this radiant, appealing presence at school, and Bryan just nails it. And she also really nails some of the tougher beats as the character experiences goes on later in the season. And just continuing my roll call here, I have to say that Kathleen Rose Perkins plays Sid's mom, and her and Lillis share one of my absolute favorite scenes of all of season 1. And it's a conversation that, writing-wise, is just so beautiful and very well earned. And my apologies for this next one. I have to try to name drop him because he's excellent in the show. But Aiden in Wojtak-hissong, I am so sorry if that is just so wrong, but he plays Sid's precocious little brother, Liam, and it is a role that we've seen before on screen, but I think he brings enough unique life to him, and he also shares a whole lot of chemistry with Lillis that their relationship does wind up being a pretty enjoyable element of the show. Then there's also Richard Ellis, who plays Brad on the show. He is your typical big man on campus, and he's the one who wins over Dina, and Sid isn't very happy about it. And Ellis does nail the role, but there is one particular part of Brad's journey in the season that I would have liked to have spent a little more time with. But as far as how Brad as a character, his behavior in the show, how it affects Sid's evolution, serves its purpose. I also really did take to the style of the show. I dug the industrial Pittsburgh setting, and especially the street that both Sid and Stanley live on, and there's just a real warmth to the color palette which lends itself to this, I guess it's like a timeless feel that the show has. And the editing here is also just so spot on. It just feels like every single key cut in the show was expertly placed and has maximum effect. I'm gonna go ahead and give I Am Not Okay With This 4 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. There are some times in the show that I found myself saying, I've seen this before, and I also got caught up in wondering what the show is really adding to the conversation in a sense, but I still think that the whole thing plays well with familiar points, and it turns out to be a really heartfelt, charming coming-of-age story with one heck of an ending. I can't wait to talk spoilers at some point about this one because, whoa, I can't wait for season 2 now, but I hope you guys dug this review. Again, I'm sorry for the crappy audio and the lighting here, but hopefully I will be back on my feet well enough to get up the stairs very soon. If and when you guys watch I Am Not Okay With This, I think it's available on Netflix tonight. If you're watching this immediately, you could be able to watch it right now, so get to it and let me know what you think about the show, but be mindful this is a spoiler-free review, so we want to keep the comment section safe for folks who want to engage but haven't watched the full show yet. So have at it. That's it. I'm out of here. Dewey sends his love. He's curled up on the cable box right now. I will see you soon, probably downstairs on Thursday with some box office predictions.